or not myself.
One of the only quiet moments in the entire show, and they made it a speaking line where finally it is not sung through. I hate to stop there, but I already felt a feeling, and that is strictly from the way that this entire show has been structured to lead to this moment. I just want to take a second to admire how beautiful that was, to even propose as an idea. The whole thing is sung through except for this line, and this is the most important line of the show. You can already feel it. What an amazing setup. You have to admire it as a composer. You have to admire that. Hello and welcome. My name is Nick Flip. I'm a composer and a vocalist, and we're going to be getting into Natasha, Pierre, and the Great Comet of 1812, part number, what is this, 9? I always forget towards the end. I hope you find that to be funny, because I find it to be annoying. All right, and this is going to be maybe the final one. It might be a long episode. It might be a short episode, and then we layer it into 2 parts. I'm not sure yet, but I appreciate you guys being here. If you're a part of the YouTube and you made it this far, thanks for subbing. You probably had to have if you're here this far. If you're not, what are you doing? Come on, we got more reacts coming forward. And with that in mind, we do have a poll on the Patreon, probably right now. This is probably in the future from where we are right now. But thank you all so much for being here and following along with this series. It's been really interesting, and musically, my brain is fried. But let's get into it. I will see you at the end. Let's get ready for part number 9. Or 8. I forget.
I take them back.
Take them back.
And I ask you to forgive me.
Who?
And if you require money for your journey, and it all smiled, the reflection of that.
Can I just say, I love this. And when I say I love this, I love that there are consequences for their actions. I love that. That makes me feel great. From as a normal person that doesn't engage with this sort of behavior, this sort of childish behavior. It's good. It's good. I just like seeing that. That's this is my version of a happy ending. All right, so I'm enjoying this. I hope there's some strife going on for these people. Do bad things, you get bad prizes. Sorry to sound obnoxious, but Pierre, I like Pierre. It's so crazy how Pierre has taken center stage in this show right now. He is not for the entire show. It's got his name in it, but he's not, and now he is. And all he really is the moral figure, taking intervention steps against them. Time moves on, by the way. This is the sort of that feeling again. Nice high C sharp. Nah, it's in the head voice, the falsetto range. But he has a strong falsetto. A lot of strength there. So did she. Like that vibe. We heard this feeling before. What did Natasha take, by the way? Was that alcohol? What was that? Uh-oh. I just will say that the motif for her has been hot cross buns. That's what we noted in 2 episodes ago. But this is a reverse of that. I love it when they do that. This is hot buns, cross, hot. It's reversed. Interesting. And it went up to the... It's backwards. How interesting. Spooky. Whoa.
and told me what she had done. And the doctor
Okay, so she.
and the antidotes and
Okay, so she took a poison. I have words. I'm gonna back up. Wow, her voice hits low, strong, rich.
how she is out of danger, but still so weak.
They saved her.
And Andre is to return. We wait with dread.
What is going on in the music? What's going on? It's happy, and now it's not. It's crazy.
Still getting stouter. There's a new wrinkle on your forehead, old friend.
Ha.
It's good to see you.
Ha.
I've been away too long.
Who is that? I thought that was his best friend.
You are in need. Your face is gloomy. No,
Is that Andre?
I am well. There's a war going on. Forgive me for troubling you. I've received a refusal from Countess Ristow, and have heard reports of your brother-in-law having sought her hand. Something of that kind. Is this true? Something of that kind.
How come he has to? Why is poor Pierre? Why is he the one that has to do all this? I know they're friends, but oh man. I guess that would be the best if your friend told you the news. Well, no, it wouldn't be great either. I want to hear it from them. Well, I guess she can't right now. And I guess she probably wouldn't either. Although she's pretty confident in doing bad things. I don't know.
Here are her letters.
Hmm.
Please give them to the Countess. Natasha is ill. She has been at death's door. I much regret her illness. And he smiled like his father.
Lasso.
Coldly, maliciously.
I wonder why.
Doesn't matter. You
Sad again.
told me once a fallen woman should be forgiven, but I didn't say that I could forgive. I can't. Yes, ask her hand again. Be magnanimous and so on. Yes, that would be very noble.
Huh, that's funny.
I can't be that man.
Ooh.
If you wish to be my friend, never speak of that again.
Poor Pierre. I'm just saying. This poor guy. He's got to deal with all this. He's like, hey, wait. You're saying I stuck around with my wife who sucks for nothing? You said to stick around. It might be worth it. He's like, wait, hold on. Not if it applies to me. Not if it applies to me. Don't talk about this again, by the way. And he's like, wait a minute, what? How long has it been? You saying I could have changed? Okay. Yeah, poor guy. Again, poor Pierre through all this. It's Debbie down. Get downed. Fortnite. Stinks. Pierre makes the most sense to me so far. He's just kind of going through it. Everyone else is creating their own going through it. Except for Andre. You okay?
Natasha was standing in the middle of the drawing room with a
can I just say real quick? I'm just going to say it. Okay. The consequences of her actions finally came through. Finally came through. And what does she do? She tries to take her own life immediately. She has been avoiding this scenario from the beginning. And me and you just get to watch. I mean, even her friends too. Everyone around her was like, this is a bad idea. And she was like, I don't care. I don't care. I'm crazy. And then the consequences finally layer on to where they have to mean something to her. And then she tries to take her own life. I can't feel bad for her right now just because we all saw like this event happening in real time. And I can understand why you would feel bad, but that's also very like not the right way to deal with that. You know, like obviously that's not the right way to deal with that. So another bad decision. It's just another way to say you're trying to prolong your consequences. Like it's another consequence you are prolonging. And this is going to be the lowest point right here is when your final solution also didn't work. Solution, by the way, not a solution. Yeah, definitely the least amount of solution out of all the things you've done so far. And so this is going to be the lowest point for her mentally. And now my ears are perked up. Will she be like, man, I stink? Like that would be the best way this concludes for me as a watcher. Just being like, wow, you finally recognize the consequences of your actions and you should grow from them. That would be where she would be right now. But we'll see. Poor Pierre. It's him again. At least he might find some purpose here.
But instead she stopped, breathing heavily, her thin arms hanging lifelessly. Just in the very pose she used to stand in as a young girl when she went to the middle of the ballroom to sing.
Sad.
But the look on her face was quite different.
I wonder why.
Prince Volkonsky was your friend. He is your friend. He once told me that I should turn to you.
It's Pierre in the middle of everything.
He looked at her, but he didn't speak. Till then he had reproached her, tried to despise her, but now he felt such pity for her.
This is, yeah.
There was no room in his soul for reproach.
He is here now. Tell him to forgive me.
I will tell him to forgive
No,
me.
you say it.
But he gave me your letters.
No, I know that all is over.
Okay, okay.
I
Progress.
know that it never can be. But still I'm tormented by the wrongs I've done. Tell him that I beg him to forgive me.
Yes.
Forgive me.
Yes.
Forgive me for everything.
Yes, I will tell him everything. But I should like to know one thing. Did you love that bad man?
Don't call him bad.
Oh no. Oh no.
But I don't know. I don't know it all.
He began to cry.
All right.
And the greatest sense of pity tenderness and love overflowed Pierre's heart. And he felt the tears begin to trickle underneath his spectacles, and he hoped that no one would see. We won't speak of it anymore. We won't speak of it, my dear.
Sorry, I'm like,
One thing I
keep
beg
going.
of you,
Keep going.
consider me your friend.
Nah.
And if you ever need help,
That's Natasha and Pierre.
simply to open your heart to someone.
They finally made it together. Where's the Comet?
Now, when your mind is clear, think of me.
Sorry, just ruining the moment. They are really close.
Don't speak to me like that. I am not worth it.
Stop!
This
Stop.
manipulation. Sorry,
Stop.
it's manipulation.
You have your whole life before you.
Before me,
I know she's sad, but she deserves. I'm sorry.
all is over for me.
It may feel like that.
All
It almost was.
over.
It almost was, literally, but it's not.
If I were not myself,
One of the only quiet moments in the entire show, and they made it a speaking line where finally it is not sung through. I hate to stop there, but I already felt a feeling, and that is strictly from the way that this entire show has been structured to lead to this moment. I just want to take a second to admire how beautiful that was, to even propose as an idea. The whole thing is sung through except for this line, and this is the most important line of the show. You can already feel it. What an amazing setup. You have to admire it as a composer. You have to admire that. Wow, how strong. I might even not agree with this. I probably won't, but that was, I felt immediately the emotion of that moment before it even happened. Amazing. That is amazing. I'm sorry. I just geeked out for that. That is so cool.
if I were not myself, but the brightest,
I have chills.
handsomest, best man on earth,
Damn, dude.
and if I were free, I would get down on my knees this minute and ask you for your hand. And for your love.
Oh, is he reading the note?
And for the first time in many days, I weep tears of gratitude, tears of tenderness, tears of faith.
No.
choke me, throw my fur coat on my shoulders, unable to find the sleeves. Outside my great broad chest, breathes in deep the air with joy, despite the 10 degrees of frost. And I get into miles away.
Is that the end? Ooh.
Where can I go now?
This chord structure isn't one of my songs.
Not to the club, not to pay the call. Mankind seems so pitiful.
Oh, I love this.
So
This reminds me of another song too.
compared to that soft and grateful last glance she gave her
Okay, I need to. The hard part for me is I don't know what just happened. He read from, it's got to be because of the switching camera angles, but I'm just a little confused. He read from the letter that line, the spoken line, that Andre is deeply. Is that what happened? Part of me is like, he communicated that like if it was himself, and she approached him with that lovely, like the eyes of hope and stuff, and was saying, Pierre, I'm just confused. What exactly? Like, okay, I may have missed something. I don't want to rewatch it, but help me out. I feel as though I've interpreted something wrong, because I don't know who's. It felt like for a second Pierre was saying that he wishes he was a better man for her, so he can be with her, but it also looked like he was reading from that thing. I'm a bit confused. And you can make fun of me. I don't mind. Let me just read. I'm gonna go back to that, and I'll come back after they read it. One more time.
best man, the brightest.
Okay, one more time. Is he looking down? Here.
If I were not myself, but the brightest, handsomest,
He's
best
talking.
man on earth.
He's saying Pierre. Him. He's not reading, right?
And if I were free,
He's not.
I would get down on my knees this minute and ask you for your hand
He's.
and for your love.
This is him speaking. This is Pierre. Sorry, I got confused with the ending. So he's interested in Natasha this whole time? I don't know. I guess I'm a little lost. I felt like I was following pretty well until there.
Mankind seems so pitiful, so compared to that
Things I
soft,
would have done.
grateful last glance she gave.
Love me anymore. So Ooh.
The comet sent to portend untold horrors and the end of the world.
Oh, okay.
To me,
Comet
the
symbolism.
comet brings no fear.
Mm.
No, I gaze joyfully. And this bright star, having traced its parabola with inexpressible speed through immeasurable space, seems suddenly to have stopped, like an arrow piercing
like that.
the earth. Stopped for me.
So
It seems to
ugh, the violin.
feels my softened and uplifted soul, and my newly melted heart now blossoming. Into a new life.
Okay. All right. Finally, we know what Comet means. It was there the whole time. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. Okay. All right. All right, and I think that's the end of the show. Yep, they just danced at the end to do the encore. Or yeah, probably small one. But musically, let's talk about it. Let's talk about this show. What an interesting show. My goodness. So let's talk about it all. I'm gonna try to make this fast. I'm not gonna make this 2 videos. I'm gonna make this one big video. All right. So if you made it all the way here, congratulations, you finished. Nice job. That last song was different. We'll just say that one was very different. Where everything has sort of placed my musical ears all over. It may be because I was a little confused at like narratively what was happening. Okay. Here's my concern with the show. The music is it's amazing. It's like it's the best music I've ever heard. The hard part about the show is the libretto, the story is a little bit weak. And I say weak in the sense of what are you communicating to your audience? And I know not every show needs its own like communicated feelings and goals and blah blah blah. But for me, I'm wondering what was the goal of this show? What's the message that the composer and the director are trying to convey? It's not the director; it's the librettist. We're trying to convey with this show. And for me, I'm struggling to find that through line. And I really thought that moment of the quiet was, we're gonna get hit by the craziest line that's going to really set all of those little pieces back together. And it was meant to be that. I guess I'm struggling to find what it was, and I cannot wait for the comments to roast me. I just want to know. And I'm probably going to research it, but I want to know from you guys first. So I'm going to put it on the Patreon and whatnot, and I'm going to hear your comments. But what am I missing? What am I missing about the libretto, like the story that was meant to be conveyed? Because what I felt like was that Dear Evan Hansen feeling from the beginning of like, you're making a ton of mistakes. The main characters are making a ton of mistakes, and I don't like that. And I want that to be remedied by consequences. And what would fulfill that is if they grew from those consequences. And I was like, we are on board. We have set up a conundrum moment for Natasha. Pierre's the intervention step. Pierre has lived a tough life of his own, but a moral one. And they both have come in conflict for literally opposite reasons. Because he's moral, but he is lacking fulfillment. And for her, she is feeling fulfilled for her actions, but she's lacking morality. And he realized the consequence of that because he feels as though he's not getting as much as he wants out of life. And for her, she's feeling the consequence of that because she feels as though that she's losing everyone around her because of the actions are not reflecting well on her. So they're finding this middle ground where I felt like finally things were going to happen. And then what it felt like there was Pierre saying, I actually love you. And for me, I'm like, why? Like, she's in her most vulnerable I must be missing something. Let's just play it out like I did understand that correctly. I probably didn't. But let's just say that Pierre was actually in love with her and was moved by her vulnerabilities and wants to now be with her. I'm just lost in that through line of what does that accomplish? What does that really accomplish to sort of say that? And why does that fulfill Natasha? I don't know what's going on. I don't find that through line compelling. I guess if that's actually it, which it probably isn't, I'm just lost. So, and if trust me, if I actually was there, this would probably be communicated completely differently, especially if I'm sitting right in the pit like those guys are, which is pretty cool. So I guess I'm a little bit lost on that through line. What is the message? What's the moral clarity? What is the idea that we're trying to convey here? And I'm a little bit lost. And that last song didn't help me. I know it conveyed the idea of a comet. That comet is something I guess he's been watching. That I lost a little bit too. But the comet is like symbolizing the end of life. And if that comet did if things did coincide with the comet, that's what I'm gathering from the comet. Things would obviously be much differently, and we won't have to worry anymore because the comet was going to hit, and all of everything that we've been dealing with is just over. Whatever. I think maybe I'm missing this, but I feel as though the comet was to symbolize like how our actions in the grand scheme of things are so small, and one little small thing can make a huge difference in life. That's what I'm feeling. So tell me where I'm missing something with the story, because that's where I lost it a little bit. I struggled to find a super deep plot minus the characters and their small things. But in the grand scheme of things, those things are very small, which I think is the point of the comet. It's to signify that at the end. It's to sort of double down on the fact that these are small things going on in the grand scheme of things. Yeah. So it's just an interesting thing. And it's hard because a lot of what I was feeling throughout the show has been that to make good moral decisions is fulfillment, is what Pierre was going to learn. But why did he then ask or say, like, if I was a better man, I want to be with you? And I'm probably misreading that. So again, this is what I took from it, and I'm done. So you tell me, where am I right or wrong? And finally, back to the music. The music is what has completely blown this show up to probably one of my favorite shows to have watched. This is probably one of my, I would say this is my second. Maybe third. It's probably second, actually. I loved watching this show. I watched it. I was so motivated to watch this show just because I feel like I'm learning as a composer. I'm like, there's so many great ideas going on in this stuff. So I think compositionally, I'm blown away by this. Definitely the strongest music I've ever heard. To the naked eye, it's probably not the best music, but I think that's a consumption problem. I think, like, if I gave it like someone that hasn't eaten a lot of different foods, the best food ever, and then also gave them a burger, I'm not sure if they'd be able to understand the difference super well, just because they haven't had a lot of different food. But as someone that has consumed a lot of music, and I'm sure you're the same way, you've consumed a lot of music to the point where you know what is more enriching music and what's not enriching music. This is very, very enriching music. Like, I hear it and I'm fulfilled as a professional musician who has heard a lot of different compositional styles, and I hear it and I'm like, wow, it's a refreshing musical. Some musicals have music, and this is like, that's good music. Like, I hear it and I'm like, The only thing that has made this show not my little favorite show from the music, because the music usually would make a show my favorite, is the plot. I'm a little bit lost with the plot, and that's probably my fault. But you, again, help me understand that through line. I know some people are gonna talk to me and tell me why I'm not finding it, and please don't be mad at me. I tried. It's hard with the setting of this takes everywhere and whatnot, and even the quality of the audio is not the best. I can't understand every word, but you tell me where I'm wrong, and I would really like to learn from you guys who understand more about the show. But with that's going to be the react. A number of rating. I think if you asked me before the final number in the final sequence, I would say the show, and I didn't know how it ended, I would say the show probably got like a 9.5. Like, literally, I'm blown away by the music and the moral ideas presented. I like that a lot. But with the ending and stuff, I think it takes away like a full point, because now I'm thinking about, like, what did I miss? And I'm not thinking about how amazing the show is. I'm thinking about I missed something. It's got to be that. It's got to be something I missed. So now I'm kind of upset about that. So I would say like 8.5, just because I don't know what I missed. But the music is so good. I think the music's a 10. No joke, I think the music's a full 10. I haven't given a 10 to anything. I said there's no 10s. That's a 10. The music is a 10, okay? 10 out of 10 for music. Blown away. Like, wow. Okay. That's going to be the show for me, though. I appreciate you guys recommending this for me. I was very skeptical when you hear Natasha, Pierre, and the Great Comet of 1812 and you know nothing about it. It sounds like it's going to be a slow-moving show, which to some I could see it how it could be. But for me, I was just leaning into every musical idea. And now I want to know more about the music. Like, was there motifs I missed that were being conveyed? I know there were motifs, but like, what was the thing I was missing? That, like, reversals going on, and that there was time signature changes every 5 seconds. So many cool things going on. So many cool things. I love music. So that's what pushed this show for me. So amazing. Like, I'm giddy about how good that music was. It's like, I'm so excited to compose now just because I heard it. So that's when you know, like, music is the coolest thing ever. All right, that's going to be that. All right. I will catch you all on the flip side. If you enjoyed this react, I want to see you again. Hit the sub button and make sure you are following along with the channel. And if you are also someone that really enjoys my content, please think about subscribing to the Patreon. It helps me a ton. You don't even know. And with that in mind, that's going to be the react. I will see you in the next react series. And until then, I hope you all have a great rest of your day. And I'll catch you on the flip side. Join the Discord board, by the way, if you want to talk about this stuff further. All right. Catch you guys. Bye. And a huge thank you to all of my patrons. All of you make this possible. I appreciate all the support.
The flip, the flop, the flippity flip, the flipsy-tee, flippinator. You got the flip on the left, you got the flip on the right. That's a flip, man. The flip, the flop, the flippity flip, the flipsy-tee, flippinator. You got the flip on the left, you got the flip on the right. That's a flip.